Wow, that was damning. That was Mr. Hector Lavoe himself on the Latin Jazz and Salsa Show. We have started the evening. Ya empezó the Friday night show. Yours truly, Sweet Louis Hidalgo on the ones and twos, sitting in for the one and only Master G on La GG Show. And Miss Evelyn Elo Lopez sitting in for La GG. Oh, wow, the dynamic duo is back together. What's going on, Elo?
Oh, my God. Everything happens today. It's been a busy day, but I see Gigi had to take off to do a couple of errands, so I'm here with you sitting down trying to fill her shoes, which is not that easy because her feet are smaller than mine.
Way to go.
We'll do our best to fill in for her and Mr. What is it? What you call him?
Master G.
And the what is it called?
And the G-Spot Hour.
So we missed them both, and I hope they're listening. You know, if you have a question, please call in at
804-560-1422. Llámenos ahora en vivo en la emisora 804-560-1422 at La GG Show.
Okay, so we're going to do the best that we can with these questions because usually I have some kind of feedback.
What kind of questions we got today? What do we got today?
Well, it's why now? Okay,
why
the
now
first
what?
one is, my boyfriend Eddie broke up with me almost 2 years ago, and suddenly he reappeared in my life again. When he broke up, he was very angry with me, and I never knew why. He and his friends didn't want to talk to me. But lately, I've been getting calls from them inviting me out to dinner, movies, just like he did before. I'm confused on what I should do. You know, I think that she lost her friendship with these people, and then now they want to, get back together with her. I don't know. What do you think first?
Oh, what I think is, what's wrong with her? What's her problem? Why is she losing friends?
What do you mean? Just because you're losing friends, what's wrong with her?
Yeah.
What's wrong with them? Maybe she's a good person.
Well, no, wait, maybe she isn't.
You know,
What? Why?
I mean, it's the friends that want to get back together with her.
Okay.
They keep calling her and asking her if she wants to get together and go out. It's not the ex-boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
That I've read. I mean, it might be that the ex-boyfriend might be with them. A lot of times, that old friends will invite you because the ex is around and they want them to get back together.
Well, maybe the boyfriend is a stalker.
Oh, I doubt that. But if it is like that, stay away from the old boyfriend.
Well, maybe the boyfriend is a nice guy.
Stay away from the old boyfriend. If you
What's
kick
wrong
him
with
out,
old
you know what
boyfriend?
that's there, and you don't want nothing to
How
do
about
with
he
him.
threw
2
her
years
away?
ago, he had the chance to come back. He could have been a nice boyfriend, Then if he was the nice boyfriend, why does he want to get back with her? I'm not sure if he
Well,
does
how
or
about
not.
if he's giving her a second chance?
For what?
Well, maybe
You
she
didn't
screwed
like her
up.
from the beginning. Why are you going to give her a second chance again?
Well, he's giving her a second chance because she screwed up.
Look, there's a reason why that you left each other. All I know is stay away from the old boyfriend.
Maybe she had bad breath, and he had to leave her.
Listen, I believe that if good friends, they still care and like you, they wouldn't wait 2 years to get back together with you. I mean, it does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying that it's really difficult for somebody to connect after 2 years of not talking to each other because of the issue that they split up. I remain friends with everybody. I don't care who it is, ex, des, hello, how you doing? But at the same time, she didn't disconnect from her friends. Her friends disconnected from her.
Oh. Well, there's some kind of disconnect going on there.
But you know what? Stay away from the old boyfriends and the old friends.
It's always blaming the boyfriend. Always.
Okay, all right. So you know what? If you feel that you must contact these people and that you feel that you had a good relationship even before the old boyfriend was around, then I suggest you connect with them. That's it. But if you didn't, and then move on.
This is what I think.
Uh-oh.
I'm telling the boyfriend, stay away from her. She's dangerous.
Good. You know what? If you feel like that, you know what, Lou? I don't believe that. You know why? I tell you, because you are a person that talks to everybody. And even if somebody's angry at somebody else, you try to connect them together. They say that you're rough and tough, but I don't see that in you. Even though that language of yours goes, ooh. But anyway, so let's move on because.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one is. No warm and fuzzy feelings here. Okay, so the person is, I worked as a hostess in a small restaurant and everyone is like family. Most of us know each other from either high school or college. The owner's wife is very cold to us. The few times that she comes in, she gives out a disappointing air. Whenever we're around her husband, okay, I'm sure he catches on to it, but it doesn't bother him. I feel differently, and some of us are thinking of leaving. What should we do?
Well, I think if someone comes around and gives a disappointing air, you have to tell them, don't come to the restaurant flatulating. You can't be coming around cutting the cheese with a disappointing air. You know what I mean? Do that before you walk in, and then you come in.
I honestly, you know what? Times are hard, and sometimes people are, it's not that they have an attitude. I know I deal with a lot of times these people that you say hello and they're like, how's your day? Terrible. How's your day? Like, they never happy. They're never happy. They're never giggling. They're not smiling. They're just who they are. So you leave them alone. If you feel strongly about this, then you talk to the husband and you say, listen, I'm feeling uncomfortable. It's like when your wife is around, she gives us the cold shoulder. I don't know if you mind. I don't want to talk to her. Is it okay if I deal with you only?
The real deal is this. It's none of your business what the woman does. Do your job and shut up. She's not saying nothing to you. If you don't like it, she's there for a couple of minutes. She doesn't come in much.
I agree.
Why are you complaining? You're lucky you got a job.
No.
You're lucky.
They're working for that
you
money.
have a job. That's right, they're working.
No, that's not true because if they're
people,
good employees.
people are starving out there and need work, and you're going to complain about the boss's wife because she's got an attitude?
But if they're
how about
good
your
employees,
attitude about an attitude?
Okay. Well, if they're good employees, you know what? And they're making the restaurant where the customers come in and feel happy and comfortable about that.
Right.
Then you treat them right.
Well, she's not treating them bad.
She's giving them the cold shoulder.
So that's not treating people bad. She doesn't have to be friends.
And I agree. You're getting paid, and you should do your job. And I don't think she was complaining about that. She's just feeling.
She's talking about. I think we're talking about quitting. Then go quit. And you know what? The next day, people will be filling your job.
That's right. But you know what? The next day you can find a better job also.
That's true.
Okay. All right. So, the next one is doesn't want to share. Okay. So, this is about my 70-plus-year-old mother has recently been diagnosed with breast cancer and is going through treatment. Whenever I ask her how she's feeling or how the treatment went and ask her if I am going with her to her treatments, she never wants to talk about it. How can I approach her if she doesn't want to talk about it? Well, listen, she has cancer. She's feeling uncomfortable. She just doesn't want to burden you with all the pain and sorrow. Not everybody that has cancer, can talk about it. Not everybody that has cancer complains about their pain either, even if they're having pain. I don't know anything about cancer, but I do know about being in the hospital for a long period of time. And sometimes you stifle yourself because you don't want to hurt or offend anybody. So, you sit there and you take the treatments and you take whatever is given to you, and all you can do is say that you're putting everybody else or your family in misery every time you talk about your pain and sorrow. So maybe you should tell her that it's okay for her to talk about it, that you want to be able to share some moments with her and make her feel better, and she shouldn't worry about your feelings because you're fine with it,
I agree. I think anybody that's suffering from a disease like that should have the utmost consideration.
Yes.
And if you don't have consideration for somebody who has cancer, then you're not really a human being, Mm-hmm. What do when you got to consider how would you like to be treated if you were sick? Uno se pone ñoño,
Yeah.
Uno se pone enfermo y se pone ñoño. Uno quiere que lo cuiden a uno,
yeah.
Y que le traten con un poco de compasión y un poco de amor,
I have a friend that right now is taking care of another friend that has cancer. This lady has her kids, but she didn't ask her kids to take care of her. She asked her friend. And since they have a very long time relationship with each other as friends, she's there for her. But my friend is suffering because she's seen her lose her hair. She's seen her going into these depressions. She's seen her sleep for hours. And she doesn't know what to do. So she's letting her do whatever it is she wants to do. But at the same time, my friend is not going out. She doesn't have hardly any phone contact with anybody outside. Her family doesn't even know she's taking care of her friend. And it's difficult. So there's a two-sided coin. You know what I mean? And you either do the right thing, you do the wrong. You don't know.
Well, when you do those type of deeds, the only one who really understands is God. Mm-hmm. So when you do it for God and you do it for yourself. Mm-hmm. You really don't even do it for the person. You're doing it for yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Esos son cosas que uno hace para ponerse bien por dentro uno mismo, you know?
Yes. And I would encourage her to, like go out, just take a little walk because she's a walker. And I said, take a 15, 20-minute walk while she's sleeping or what, just let her know but this lady has cancer. She's so afraid of her connecting with anybody else because of the pandemic that she's keeping her from even going out.
Well, at one point in this country, we're going to have a serious conversation about life and death in this country. You know what I mean? Because the majority of the money that we spend on our health is trying to keep us alive when we know we're not going to stay alive. When you got, I remember my grandmother, she was already 89 years old, and she had a stroke. She had a heart attack, her final heart attack in the hospital. And that's right. I just walked out of the room, and they came running with the emergency carrito with the heart thing, And my aunts were there.
The defibrillator or something
like that? Yeah, the defibrillator, right. And my aunts were there. And my aunts, in their emotion and in their dramatics, they go, oh, what can you do? They're pushing this doctor, and this doctor tells them, oh, yeah, we can do open heart surgery. You're not going to do open heart surgery on an 89-year-old woman.
Right.
What are you doing? What are you going to do? You're going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for what? On an 80. So we got to come to a real conversation. Una conversación de realidad. You know what I mean? A real conversation. You want to hear a conversation that I had with my father?
89, la edad. 89 es muy difícil que la persona para open heart surgery porque mientras más mayor es más difícil. So, yo te entiendo, tú no quieres que esa persona vaya por ese dolor.
No, eso, pero the conversation is, we're going to try to save them, what are you doing? I'll give you a conversation my father had. This is funny. My father, as he got older, turned to Jehovah's Witness. And that was because he liked them coming into the house. Y hablaban con él. And he would have conversations with them. And, salían esa gente encendido de la casa, but he used to like to conversate with them, right?
Dito, pues seguro.
And eso eran como 20 años de Jehovah's Witness ahí. And towards the end, se me puso enfermo el viejito, He estaba en el hospital, and then he was in hospice and everything. And we would go see him every day, todo día. We were able to do that, gracias a Dios. And, my wife and him had a wonderful relationship, So I go to Papi, and I go, Papi, I said, Papi, te tengo que hacer unas preguntas. And I said, te voy a filling out these papers. And he goes, what is that? And I go, oh, this is the resuscitation papers. And I go, yeah. They go, do you want me to resuscitate? And I put no. He goes, oh, why you say that? And I go, well, Papi, tú eres Jehovah's Witness. And he goes, ¿quién te dijo a ti que yo soy Jehovah's Witness? I said, pero Papi, ya son 20 años que tú estás con los Jehovah's Witness. He said, no. Yo los invito a hablar, pero yo no soy Jehovah's Witness. Si algo me pasa, tú llama a los doctores que me ayuden. So, things change. People take a different perspective when it's your life on the line. You know what I mean? Me hace falta el viejo,
Yes. I kind of love these stories because I know they're true.
Yeah.
But honestly, and that's so true because people para no sentirse solo, they let anybody into their house. I remember my sister was opening up the door and the moon people came and knocked on the door. This was when I was real young. And we were, Christian, Pentecostal, and the moon people come and knock on the door, and it piqued her interest. And then, like, from night to day, she's, like, gonna follow moon. This is, my oldest sister, God rest in peace, that she's, passed away. But, they were very convincing. They were. And even though we knew what was going on, that there were going to be other denominations that were going to try and change our way of thinking.
Yes.
It was so easy for them to convince her, hey, come and follow Reverend Moon. You remember Reverend Moon?
Oh, yeah.
Thank goodness she didn't, because that was a crazy
Well,
person.
I'll tell you, my grandmother was born a Catholic.
Uh-huh.
And then she became a Baptist.
Ooh.
And then she became a Protestant. And then she checked out the Jehovah's Witness. And then the Jehovah's Witness. And then she became a Rosicrucian.
Wow.
Okay. And then at the end, when you would ask her, Grandma, what's your religion? She would say, God is my religion. And that's the best answer I've ever gotten. When you ask somebody, what's your religion? She would say, God. God is my religion. Because she had tried so many, and she finally said, there is no real religion. It's God that is the religion,
Okay, that's a fair thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and then most of the time los otros, mucha gente no tienen, dicen que son en diferentes religiones. Lo digo porque estábamos hablando de una persona que se estaba muriendo de cáncer.
Ajá.
Pero lo más funny de todo esto es que mucha gente que dicen que son católicos, que son Jehovah's Witness, que son pentecostales o que son de otras religiones, no van para la iglesia. No ahora, pero nunca.
Oh, no. They go on Easter and Palm Sunday.
Sí. So, eso no
Yeah.
eso no es ser religioso, eso es solamente que uno dice que es de esa religión, pero no es que van para la iglesia, es que eligen a buscar, a hacer, yo soy esto, yo soy lo otro. ¿Entendiste?
Sí.
Bueno. It's time for a commercial break, and
Right on.
this
is
yes.
La Gigi Show on Oasis
Yes.
Broadcasting Network. If you're listening to us right now, you can watch us on OasisBroadcastingNetwork.com. Hit Watch Live. Or if you're watching us and you want to carry us in your pocket, download the app, OBN Media, Oscar Bravo Nancy Media, OBN Media, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A little bit of 70s soul on the Latin Jazz and Salsa Show. Excuse me, on the La Gigi Show.
Mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Yeah, Father, we don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer, for only love can conquer hate. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Picket lines and picket signs don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Oh, what's going on? Right on. Right on. Right on. Mother, everybody thinks we're at home. Oh, but who are they to judge us? Simply cause our hair some understanding here today. Oh, oh, oh. Pick it loud and pick it sound. Don't punish me with brutality. Come on, talk to me. You can see what's going on. Yeah, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on. Ooh. Right on, right on. Right on.
How you like that, huh? You like that Marvin Gaye there?
Are you kidding me? I love it.
Yeah, a little bit of Marvin Gaye on La GG
Yes.
Show. Hey, man, I got some news here.
Tell me about it.
Did you know that Miss Jennifer Lopez and Mr. Alex Rodriguez announced a breakup? They said, "I'm breaking up."
Están breaking up. Hace tiempo
Ajá.
que se break up.
Jennifer and Alex Lopez, Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez are officially going to their separate ways.
Yeah, well, do you think that's because she found somebody else or what?
Pues ya tú sabes que esa muchacha es caliente.
Pues seguro.
Eso está más caliente, mira. Eso está como un sartén. ¿Ok?
Chacha, esa mujer.
Mira.
I admire her.
I think everybody admires her.
I do.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? So, you can't hold it down to one man.
She's a diva.
Right on.
You
And
know?
the same way you can't hold one guy down to one woman when they're at that stage in their careers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why is it okay for her to jump around from guy to guy, but a guy is not okay to jump around from woman to woman?
Oh,
Why is
come
that?
on. Oh, come on. Oh,
No, te
come on,
cogí, te
please.
cogí.
Guys are always doing that.
They are, but they always get torn down and beat
Oh,
up
well,
about it.
that's I don't tear them down because I know what, how do you say? In other words, they have their fan club. And they want to put everybody in their fan club in there,
Yeah.
in their little belt.
Well, and supposedly está con otro muchacho, ella está ya con un bailador.
Ajá. Con un bailador.
Reports
¿De qué tú
circulated
estás
in
hablando?
March that they had called off their engagement. Mira.
Oye,
se dejaron en
¿desde
March.
cuándo esta noticia? Porque esto está viejo, yo creo.
Pues si está viejo, hay alguna gente que no oyen. Mira, yo no tenía más para hablar yo.
No, pues aquí hay mucho que hablar. Nosotros hablamos todos los tiempos. Pero vamos a hablar un poquito de The Latin Jazz and Salsa Show. Tell me about it.
The Latin Jazz and Salsa Festival is on for September the 4th, ladies and gentlemen. No se lo pierdan, mi gente, que van a gozar tremendamente. The festival is on. We got it going 100%. The city of Richmond has welcomed us 100%. We're very proud of Ms. Diane Hayes, Mr. Pete Chavis, Ms. Patricia White, and the team at the Dogwoodell Festival of the Arts program. Muchísimas gracias.
And
for
I think,
accepting us,
honestly, they're going to open up more and more. And by September, we should be able to have maybe as much people as we want because they're going to be plenty of people vaccinated.
Absolutely.
And they're going to be plenty of people vaccinated and we'll be able to share it with a lot more people. Listen, I honestly think that if you know somebody that doesn't know about the Latin Jazz Show or the Oasis broadcasting, let them know.
Yeah, let them
I've
know.
connected today with more than 10 people that are Spanish and had no idea that the Latin Jazz and Salsa Show Festival exists. Listen,
Wow.
honestly, I went and I printed up a flyer and I gave them all flyers of what Saturday's show, like tomorrow from
Yeah.
12:30
Right on.
to 3:30. You have the Latin Jazz and Salsa Show going on.
Right on.
And they can hear it in Oasis Broadcasting. They can see it in Facebook. Tell them.
Yeah, they can hear it on Oasis Broadcasting Network, OBN Media. You can hear it on the Latin Jazz and Salsa Show. You can hear it on WHAP 96.9 FM 1340 every Saturday from 12:30 to 3:30. for your listening pleasure, the one and only Latin Jazz and Salsa Show, celebrando ya 17 años en el aire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tú sabes
fantastic.
que I've been analyzing different stations and en inglés, en español, tú sabes. Y yo pensaba, ¿por qué esta gente escuchan estas estaciones? Una que alguna gente no only listen to un canal o dos en la televisión, en el radio, y no lo cambian. No lo cambian para nada.
That's right.
Pero a veces, puede ser en este show también, que hablamos bobería. A veces peleamos por cosas importantes.
That's right.
Pero si tú crees que a ti te gusta escuchar las boberías y las cosas que de nosotros, well, tune in.
Well,
Y
yeah.
hay mucha gente que le gusta la música que tú tocas
Yeah.
de 6 a 9 los viernes.
Yeah.
Y la Gigi Show, que es de 4 a 6, es bien importante que you share it con la gente hispana, porque la verdad que la gente no tienen un outlet hispano to go to y
Yeah.
escuchar la música que le gusta.
Un outlet Spanglish. Un outlet Spanglish.
Spanglish.
Because
Yes.
los canales aquí de radio son very Central American, very Mexican, you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that, but nosotros somos salseros, you know what I mean?
Sí. Y tú puedes tocar una canción ahora para que vamos a seguir con los otros topics, pero hispana, mijo, está ahí un poquito de música que me gusta a mí, por favor.
Absolutely.
Ay, ay, ay.
Woman, you got yours. Just trust in me. Por la esquina del viejo barrio lo vi pasar, con el tumbao que tienen los guapos al caminar, las manos siempre en los bolsillos de su gabán, pa' que no sepan en cuál de ellas lleva el puñal. Usa un sombrero de ala ancha de medio lado y zapatillas por si hay problemas, salir volado. Lentes oscuros pa' que no sepan que está mirando, y un diente de oro que cuando ríe se ve brillando. Como a 3 cuadras de aquella esquina una mujer va recorriendo la acera entera por 5ª vez, y en un zaguán entra y se da un trago para olvidar que el día está flojo y no hay clientes para trabajar. Un carro pasa muy despacito por la avenida, no tiene marcas pero todos saben que es policía. Pedro Navaja, las manos siempre dentro del gabán, mira y sonríe y el diente de oro vuelve a brillar. Mientras camina pasa la vista de esquina a esquina, no se ve un alma, está desierta toda la avenida. Cuando de pronto esa mujer sale del zaguán y Pedro Navaja aprieta un puño dentro del gabán. Mira pa' un lado, mira pa' el otro y no ve a nadie. Ya la carrera, pero sin ruido, cruza la calle. Y mientras tanto en la otra acera va esa mujer, refunfuñando pues no hizo pesos con qué comer. Mientras camina del viejo abrigo saca un revólver esa mujer y va a guardarlo en su cartera pa' que no estorbe. Un 38 Smith & Wesson del especial que carga encima pa' que la libre de todo mal. Y Pedro Navaja, puñal en mano, le fue pa' encima. El diente de oro iba alumbrando toda la avenida. Quiso fácil mientras reía, el puñal le hundía sin compasión. Cuando de pronto sonó un disparo como un cañón y borracho con los dos muertos se tropezó. Cogió el revólver, el puñal, los pesos y se marchó. Y tropezando se fue cantando desafinado el coro que aquí les traje y da el mensaje de mi canción. La vida te da sorpresas, sorpresas te da la vida, ay Dios. La vida te da sorpresas, sorpresas te da la vida, ay Pedro Dios. Navaja, matón de esquina, quien a hierro mata, a hierro termina. La vida te da sorpresas, sorpresas te da la vida. Maleante pescador, balanzuelo que tiraste, en vez de una sardina, un tiburón enganchaste. I like to live in America. La vida te da sorpresas, sorpresas te da la vida, ay Dios. 8 millones de historias tiene la ciudad de Nueva York. La vida te da sorpresas, sorpresas te da la vida, ay Dios. Como decía mi abuelita, el que de último ríe se ríe mejor. I like to live in America. La vida te da sorpresas, sorpresas te da la vida. Cuando lo manda el destino no lo cambia ni el más bravo. Si naciste pa' martillo del cielo te caen los clavos. La vida te da sorpresas, sorpresas te da la vida. En barrio de Moco, cuidado en la acera. Cuidado cámara, que el que no corre vuela. La vida te da sorpresas, sorpresas te da la vida, ay Dios. Como en una novela de Kafka, el borracho dobló por el callejón. La vida te da. En la ciudad de Nueva York, 2 personas fueron encontradas muertas. Esta madrugada, los cuerpos sin vida de Pedro Barrios y Josefina Wilson de dirección.
Wow, that was Pedro Navaja. That was Ruben Blades. Excuse me there.
La vida te da sorpresa.
Yeah.
Sorpresa te da la vida.
Nos sorprendió ahí el final.
Que sí que, te digo yo, todos los días la vida.
Oasis Broadcasting Network, La GG Show, sitting in for Master G and La GG, Miss Elo, and yours truly, Sweet Lou, on the Latin Jazz and Salsa Show sitting. That's right.
Bueno, vamos a hablar de Did You Know?
Did you know?
You know, bear with me here. Okay, so did you know, where did the term jaywalking come from?
Okay.
Okay.
That started in California.
Did it?
Un tipo se enjoló un mototrin ahí y cruzó la luz colorada y lo cogieron jaywalking. Estaba enjolando a la misma vez.
¿Tú crees?
Yo creo que sí.
Ajá,
sé.
no creo. Experts think it came about at the time automobiles were gaining in popularity or in the cities. In 1917, jay was a common slang word for hick, or more kindly, a word inexperienced in the ways of the big city.
Wow.
Consequently, a jaywalker was somebody who was clueless. Well, that's true because they do walk clueless about this new fandango traffic signal telling people when they could and couldn't walk. So now you know. It was in 1917.
You would have told. I would have guessed
Yeah.
that it was somebody smoking a J and crossing the street at the same time.
I just can't believe that there were clueless people in that time,
No, they've been clueless people for a long time.
Ay, ay, ay. Is there a reason most barns are painted red? What do you think?
For you can see them.
Oh, okay. Starting in the late 1700s, paint was used for
Wait, we got a caller. We got a caller here.
Okay.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hola, it's La Gigi.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, calling in, the one and only La Gigi calling in from Thailand. She's vacationing in Thailand. She has little people rubbing her feet and her body all over with coconut oil.
Ooh, Repa.
That's Master G rubbing her feet with.
Mira, that did jaywalking. I like the description, but I like Lou's better.
De verdad que sí, yeah. I'm telling you, I can't believe it would be.
Fumando un J cruzando la calle. No, me jode.
I try to jaywalk at least once a day.
Yes.
Oh my God, I need to do some jaywalking too, man.
I'm glad he finds his own terms with these things.
I hear you. Guys, I'm so glad that you have pitched in to help with the La Gigi show. Okay?
Yes.
All right.
I don't like it, so hurry up and come back, okay?
I will be there next. I was getting ready to say next year. Next week.
Okay.
Yes,
great.
we need you. We need La Gigi on Fridays between 4 and 6 p.m.
That's right. And we're Oasis Broadcasting Network.
That's
Yes.
right, man. So where's
All
Master
right,
G?
guys.
What's going on with Master G?
Master G, what's going on with you? Mr. Lou wants to know.
Out there vacationing in Thailand with coconut oil.
Él está por allá, no sé.
Oye, mija, es que si tú estás off, él tiene que estar off. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué? No se pueden separar.
Se están sobando el
bueno,
el cuerpo con aceite de
Cuidado.
coco.
Ya tú sabes. All right, guys, continue having a good show, and I'll see you all next week.
That
Thank
is
you.
La Gigi calling into La Gigi show.
Pues qué chévere. You know what? She got to give us her idea of
The
what
jaywalking
jaywalking is.
Otra llamada.
Huepa.
Hello, you're on the air.
Gancharon. Well, go back.
Call back, caller.
Okay, so back to why barns are painted red.
Why are they?
Starting in the 1700s, para que tú veas, red paint was used for more school houses and barns. The reason being that red paint was inexpensive to make and kept the building warm in the wintertime since it absorbs the sun rays.
I knew that.
Isn't that weird? I mean, that's a really weird color to paint a barn.
That's
you
why
know?
in the winter I dress in red and I go around in red in the winter.
Oh, no, I thought it was because you got paid to be Santa.
That too.
That white beard. Okay. Well, and last but not least, is it possible to have lightning without thunder?
Well, let me say it like this. There's been a couple of times that I've been with that particular someone that I felt the lightning and didn't see the thunder. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Then it says no. Thunder is produced when a
Well,
flash.
they weren't with the same person I was.
Yeah, you could say that. Thunder is produced when a flash of lightning passes through the air, heating the adjacent air and causes it to expand rapidly. A short flash creates a short burst of thunder. Rolling thunder occurs when a long flash generates thunder over a great distance.
That's the one that happened to me.
or when obstruction causes echoes and reembolsation.
Yeah,
Open
that's it.
on a clear night when it is heard. When heat, lightning, when accumulating thunder is too distant to be.
You can't talk now? Gotcha. I stopped it.
I got
She
this
can't
terrible
think.
image. Audible, but it nevertheless does occur. I tell you the truth. Every time we talk, I have to kind of apologize for the way he talks, people.
It's true.
Keep telling him that this is radio, nice radio here. We can't be talking like that. But, there's a lot of things that I want to talk about today, but we're going to bring some of these things.
There's one thing that I really want to talk about.
Oh.
It's very important, and I am sure many people, many old Boricuas, they know what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
And it affects the economy in our homes, but it really affects the quality of the shoes that we have to buy. When you get that Juanete on your shoe, on your foot, and
I don't get Juanetes because I don't wear shoes that are tight, and I don't wear shoes that hurt. So
but you know what I'm talking about.
No,
that
I don't know.
And then you get that bump on the shoe.
No bump.
That stretches the shoe out.
No Juanetes for me.
And then after a while, you got to cut the leather off of that Juanete
No
shoe.
Juanete.
And that's like your favorite shoe.
So back to what we were really wanting to talk about. So let's talk about food real quick. Okay, food, my favorite thing in the world. It says, which food can I give up? And which food can I never give up? Which food can you give up?
Okay. I can give up anything from McDonald's. Anything from McDonald's. Anything from Burger King. Anything from a fast food restaurant, I can give up.
Well, I can give up sugar not being in my coffee.
Yeah, I agree.
I can give up, if they eating past a certain time, because food does stay in your stomach for many, many hours and it doesn't digest. While you're basically sleeping, it just kind of slows down, so you don't want to put heavy food in it. But I cannot give up pork chops. I love pork chops. I that's my favorite.
You mean the chuletas?
A chuleta. I love chuletas. I like pork chops. I eat it with anything. And to be honest with you, I can give up a lot of other things like bread. Bread is something that I'm not. I'll eat it, but I just don't love it. But you can have crackers and kind of fulfill yourselves with instead of bread.
I can't give up anything that my wife puts her foot in.
Huh?
Anything my wife puts her foot, because when my wife cooks, she puts her foot in it.
Okay, well, I can definitely give up somebody that's putting their food in my food. But honestly, what do you like?
What I really like is steak, vegetables, pernil.
So that's the food
Arroz
that
con
you
gandules.
like.
Yeah, I like that. I don't eat it every day. You can't eat that every day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I kind of could, but...
But you can. You really can. But I like that. You know what I mean?
So what can you give up?
What I can give up is tea. I can give up tea.
Okay. All right.
I can give up sesame seeds. Yeah, we can.
Okay. Well,
I can give up sugar.
Sugar, I don't think so, Lou.
Yeah, I can give up sugar.
No,
I do
don't
pretty
think
good
so.
with that.
How do you give up
I don't
sugar?
drink sugar. I don't put sugar in anything.
You don't drink beer?
No, I don't drink beer. I'm not a beer drinker.
Oh, okay. All right. Because beer has...
Every once in a while, I'll drink a beer.
Okay,
but
so orange juice?
I drink orange juice.
Apple juice?
Yeah.
All these juices have sugar.
No, but you see, it has sugar in it.
Ah.
I wouldn't put sugar in juice.
No, and that's true. That's why I said I wouldn't drink. I could give up sugar in my coffee.
Yeah, like that.
Because that's something that can help you lose weight. Because sugar makes you store fat.
Yeah. You know what I can give up?
What?
What is it? Asparagus.
Well, let me tell you. We don't have to eat tons of food in order to maintain our bodies to be healthy. We just have to eat right. Well, we talk about eating right all the time, but most important thing is that you should analyze.
I eat right. I cut it.
Yeah.
I chew it. And then I digest. I eat
Well,
and swallow it.
you should analyze what you eat every day.
Or what I eat is different.
See what you can give up and what you can't. I can't give up pork chops, but I can give up other things. You know what I mean? Like every day I eat less and less rice. And if I eat rice at all.
What kind of Puerto Rican are you?
I don't know if somebody has to make it and put it in my face for me to want to eat the rice sometimes.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
No, there was, in my house when I was growing up, you had rice and beans. Rice and beans and chicken. Rice and beans and steak.
Right.
Rice and beans and Spam.
And that's not a bad
Rice
thing.
and beans and hot dogs.
Okay.
Rice and beans and sardines.
Okay. That's not
how about this? Rice and beans and an egg.
Yeah.
And
you know what? That's not a bad thing, because I believe that a lot of our ancestors, our grandmas and uncles, they survived on that. Some of them lived to 90 years old.
My grandmother probably owned a company of rice and beans.
All right, now we don't want to get out of the subject, so we can give up.
Rice and beans with rice and beans.
I love rice and beans, so you don't have to convince me, and I won't give it up. Okay.
Rice and beans with Spam, dipped in egg.
But you know what? If you're going to eat rice, you can also change the rice you eat. Some people eat jasmine rice. Some people eat wild rice.
What's the difference with jasmine? What's the difference? I've heard
eat wild rice. Huh?
What is jasmine? What is the difference?
Listen.
What's the difference between regular rice, the Carolina, and jasmine rice?
No, wild rice and jasmine rice a little bit different. I'm just saying, eat a little bit more healthier. I can't go down the list and tell you the ingredients because.
No, aquí se tiene que decir facts. Aquí los ingredientes.
Okay, but you know what? Fact is, look it up. We're talking about food and what we can give up and what we can't. If you're gonna eat rice, eat wild rice or jasmine rice. Some people eat cauliflower rice.
Cauliflower rice is not rice.
I know, but they call it that. Okay.
Ave Maria,
all right. They call it that. What do you want to do? Change the name of something? Come on.
No, they did that.
Okay. Well, then I'm calling it what they called it. Hello. Okay. So let's move on. Okay.
Okay.
So the next subject is the older I get, the harder I fall. And it says, what does this mean? Love? Could it be love? The older I get, the harder I fall. Every time I feel, and has nothing to do with love. It's like when I was younger, I was a very bossy sister. I was so bossy that everything had to be done. Hey, we have to be on school on time. We have to do our homework. There were times for everything. On Saturdays in the morning, you had to get up. We had to clean the house. Everything had to be done. We had the cleanest walls I think in the whole building, because we used to clean the walls and clean the bathrooms and clean everything. And now, as me being an older person, I sometimes don't care. I don't care to tell my kids, hey, do this or that. And, why is it that the older I get, it becomes difficult because I'm tired. Well, it's like if I fought all my life to help, and then I'm just tired now. So what do you think about that?
The older you get, the harder you fall, right?
Yeah.
This is what you got to do. You got to get that little thing that when it goes, I fall in, I can't get up. You got to press that button. And it'll automatically call the ambulance for you.
Me caí y no me puedo levantar. Él dice que coja el botón y lo compre para que cuando te caiga, te pueda levantar porque te venga a alguien a levantar.
Así es.
¿Tú sabes qué? No, vamos a ignorar eso. ¿Cómo uno se siente cuando está mayor y
yo te puedo hablar de eso.
Mayor y te cae? En ese sentido, no que te caiga físicamente, pero mentalmente. ¿Cómo uno se siente? Lo estoy diciendo en español porque yo sé que nosotros tenemos muchos oyentes que escuchan esta estación.
Yo estoy pasando por eso ahora. Mi vida entera ha sido un hombre físico.
Okay.
Y ahora mi cuerpo me está fallando.
Ajá.
Y eso nunca me ha fallado en mi vida. Nunca me ha
Okay.
fallado. Ha sido atleta, ha sido peleador, ha sido trabajador de
Sí.
construcción y plomería y nunca me ha fallado mi cuerpo.
So,
Y-
¿qué tú le das as far as decirle algo a la gente? Mira,
Le
que
voy a
mientras
decir,
más mayor yo me pongo, más difícil es.
es verdad. Pero le digo con lo que me dijo mi mamá. Y yo no le creía. Yo creía que mami era... Yo, mami, ¿por qué tú me estás diciendo eso? Mami me decía, hijo, tú tienes... hay un... She said it in English. She said, son, you got a certain amount of energy. Don't use it all up. And I used to tell her, Ma, that's incredible. What are you talking about? I'm an athlete. I'm a fighter. I got enough energy that I'll be like this my whole life. And now that I'm older, and now that my body's failing me, physically failing me, you know, not that I have any diseases or anything, it's my body's failing me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I understand what she used to say. I know what she meant. You know what I mean?
Again,
Yeah.
uno se siente cansado.
Yeah.
No es que you're giving up.
levantarse.
En mi tiempo, cuando yo era más mayor, yo podía ser tough y con mis hermanos y mi hermana. Ahora le digo, I'm sorry, perdóname, que I treated you so rough. Y ahora los que están joven, yo no los trato así. Y ellos dicen, tan fuerte que tú eras. Porque uno cuando llega a una cierta edad ya no quiere
Confrontación.
en dirigir y de eso.
Yeah.
Uno quiere
Darle
como
gente
que
directivas.
relax,
Yeah.
you know, and tu mente también relax.
Yeah.
Your whole outlook is different,
Yeah.
you know. So, puedo decir que the harder and the older that you get, cambien su forma de pensar.
Yeah.
You know, change your way of thinking as you get older, so it won't be a burden to you, and things will seem easier.
You gotta understand, man. If I can tell a young person, yeah, man, just give a little bit more love, a little bit more understanding.
Yes.
Take your time, enjoy yourself, smell the roses, man.
I think somebody asked Mike Tyson, what would you tell your older self? And he says, it's gonna hurt. I think that was a commercial I heard or something like that. When you're young, you're invincible sometimes, and you don't think it's gonna hurt. But as you get older, it starts hurting and hurting.
And it hurts. I'm sitting here with you right now, and I'm in pain. I'm literally in pain. I'm in pain.
I believe you.
You know, and people
I
don't see
believe
it
you.
because you learn how to hide it. You learn how to adjust your body, sit differently. You know, se ajusta el cuerpo uno. Pero la realidad que uno está en dolor. And that affects your mood. That affects your state of mind. You know what I mean?
Well, this topic is long, and I'm going to cut it short because I want to discuss a couple of things before the show finishes. And I'm sure me and La Gigi can tackle this next week and
Right
come
on.
up with more stuff. But I want to talk about the judicial system. I want to talk about fairness. I want to talk about how people are treated. I feel like there are a lot of judges, and I'm going to say it, that are unfair to mothers that are homemakers. Nobody can accuse them. Once they make a decision in Virginia, that's it. Guess what? You can't appeal. You know, and I feel that their personal lives are impeding with their decisions as far as homemakers. It could be a man or it could be a woman. And I recently felt uncomfortable. I sat in a courtroom and I felt this judge was treating this person very unfair. The person was a homemaker, and the husband was the one that brought in the money. And he says, you're lucky that you live there for free. He told her that. I think it was unfair. He didn't realize all the work that that person has put in for that person to go to work. They cooked, they cleaned, they washed clothes, they took care of that person for all the years. and they're not getting paid. And then for them to say, hey, you're lucky that you live for free is wrong. And I'm appealing to everybody that listens to this show. Everybody. Because I'm going to go and talk to some congressperson about this. That don't let yourself be treated from any judge the way they feel that they can treat you because they're going through personal problems of their own. You know, I felt so uncomfortable and so disappointed that a judge can treat somebody like that. That when I came out of there, I wanted to cry for the person. You know, and I'm just saying that I realized that you as a person don't have the right to change the judge, but the judge could make a decision that's for your life, whether you're thrown in jail or whether you're treated like if you're a second-class citizen. Like if I don't know, maybe it could be because we're Latinos. You know, the judge was white. I'm not going to say what race he was because I don't know. But this judge did not even sit in his chair. He made this decision from the opening of when he comes in. And I was so devastated that I kept saying, how can we make a complaint about this? How can we get this judge not to make a decision on this person? You know, and all because he had an impediment. I don't know what the impediment was, but I know that he came with bias from the moment that he just stood in the doorway. And I am not lying. So I tell you, if you feel that you've been treated unfair, there are places that will hear you out. And I'm going to give you, it's called IRC. And it's 804-786-6636. And those are people that I guess have to follow up with these judges if you feel you've been treated unfair. And I'm going to be one of the ones that call and see if I can make a complaint. And if you feel that you've been treated unfair, then I think you should file a complaint before if a decision has been made and you're not happy about it. Because you know what? It is unfair for you to be treated wrong when some judge is going through personal problems, which happens. I mean, I want to go again and tell you that I know you're surprised that I brought this up, but a homemaker is a hardworking woman or man. A lot of times they're not working outside the home, but they work and make that give the other partner the time to go out there and bring the bread into the house and feed the children and do whatever else it is done. And some of them don't even have children, because there are a lot of people that don't have children out there. You know, it doesn't mean that there should be treated any less, and she was treated any less because she did not have children with this man. Okay, so what do you think, Lou?
Well, I think that you were there, and if you saw that there was some kind of unfairness, first of all, if a judge is going to make a decision, he should be seated at the bench. You don't make a decision from the doorway of the entrance to the courtroom from your private chamber. That's
and this was in the Chesterfield courthouse.
Well, then I think that there's grounds for some kind of movement, some kind of legal action. Some kind of action should be taken.
Well, I would hope that we are able to do that, because this judge must be going through personal problems, and to treat that person the way that he did was wrong. And I say it because with all the things that have happened lately, we don't want to really give our opinions sometimes because people are going to think that we're biased. But a lot of times, and I'm going to say Hispanics, blacks, Asians, they all go through some kind of bias, but when it comes to judges being biased because they're going through problems, it bothers me.
Well, we're all human and we're all subject to our faults and frailties. And it sounds like this judge fell to his. You're listening to Oasis Broadcasting Network. Sitting in, yours truly, the voice of Latin Jazz, Sweet Lou for Master G. And sitting in, Miss Elo, sitting in for La Gigi on La Gigi Show today. Wonderful show, a lot of fun, a lot of topics. And
Yes.
Miss Elo hit a very important topic about being fair and just in the judicial system when it comes to judges and how they treat women in the court system. And there was a real event that Miss Elo saw and was part of, and
just speaking to the people outside that were coming out of the courtroom, they were giving me what they had gone through with their cases, and people are afraid. I'm telling you, there was a guy that came out and he said that he was involved in a hit and run, right? And he was scared. And a lot of people are scared if they hit somebody, and I don't think that anybody should run away if they hit somebody or hit something, and sometimes you settle with somebody and say, hey, I'll pay for your damages, and then they call the cops and say that it was a hit and run. Anyway, this guy was a young guy, and he is going to jail. And the judge says, come back in a week, and then you're gonna serve 1 year's time. And he says, I can't run because I have children. I can't run because, my girlfriend is raising my child that's only 6 months old. And I didn't ask him why he ran. I just told him before we left, do the right thing. Do the right thing and go back. Serve your time. But I understand why he went through that, because he was afraid. He was afraid that he might be thrown in jail.
Was this a Latino?
No, he was black.
And they're going to give this guy a year in jail
A year in jail for hit and run.
Well, you know what? You make decisions and you got to live by them.
That's right.
And you got to live by that
that's
decision.
Right.
And let me tell you, man,
this judge probably didn't make a decision like this because he was biased. This judge made a decision because, okay, the law is the law. But when it comes to certain trials, you have to allow people to bring in the information to talk to the judge. Now, I got half an hour for you guys. So I believe, like I said, again, if you've been treated bad, you should report the judges that are taking care of these cases.
Absolutely.
It's time for us to start talking, because it's easy for us to give our money to attorneys and they can collect $400 an hour when you're having a hard time making ends meet, and then you're not worth something. Honestly, $400 an hour, and you're telling me that person could only speak for half an hour when it took them 3 months to get an appointment in court? Because that's how long it's taking people to get an appointment in court. Do you know that the DMV, and I'll say, are giving appointments from now? It's August and September. So if you don't have registration for your car, it's your fault. And that's how that's how people get tickets and they can't fight it because they got to wait for 4 months.
You're listening to La GG Show on Oasis Broadcasting Network. Let's take a quick station break here.
No tiene talento, pero echa pa'lante. Ay, pero mira, pero qué elegante. ¿Será que ella tiene una cosa preciosa? Que tiene un buen cuerpo, razón poderosa. que son las cosas. Mira, mira, mira lo que son las cosas. Que tiene un buen cuerpo, razón poderosa. Tiene un buen cuerpo, razón poderosa.
frialdad que tú me das, que me hace de ansiedad enloquecer. Voy a darle a tu invierno soledad una brisa glacial en cada anochecer. Me iré corriendo de tu frío pasional. Tienes la piel hecha en cristal de hielo y me parece que tienes al mirar un resplandor sin luz ni fuego, con la misma ingratitud que tú le das a ese amor sacrificado en tu querer. De la misma manera que me haces penar, un día al despertar sé que me llamarás. Cuando te vaya mal, sé que me llamarás. Y tú me llamas, mami, porque no te voy a llamar. Y sigue el camino, oye, síguelo hasta luego. Yo seré un volcán y tú seguirás en hielo. Tú seguirás, mamacita, oye, como un bloque de hielo. Yo seré un volcán y tú
back on La Gigi Show with Miss Elo sitting in for La Gigi and yours truly, Sweet Lou, on the ones and twos for Master G. What's going on, Miss Elo?
All right. Well, I just got a little bit of stress out.
Yes. Se te ve.
Ever since I was young,
El
I always
estrés.
fought for the underprivileged, So I still do fight for the underprivileged, and I help out as much as I can. What I do in this show and what I do for this place is out of love. We don't get paid to volunteer in La Gigi Show, Oasis Broadcasting, or the Latin Jazz and Salsa Show.
Right on.
We don't, but we love helping people out, and Sweet Lou has helped out many, many people. Masters and Sons has given away work because of the financial difficulties that people have sometimes. And I'm not just trying to praise you, because I know for a fact that you do help people when they're not financially well off. You know what I mean? Even if they're not even if they are well off, you actually work with them.
Thank you very much.
So
let's end it on a positive note.
Well,
let's end it.
I
with
suggest, like I said, to anybody that's been treated unfairly,
Right on.
to connect with their congressmen, connect with their governors, and these people do run, and Governor Northern is running, and maybe you should express your opinion with him. With all the bias that's happening now, I think that they're inclined to listen more. There has to be a form that Virginia has to change, because if you can't fight an appeal of a judge that makes a decision that's going to affect your livelihood, we talk about depression a lot. Last week I think we talked about the depression with young kids and the COVID-19, and we were talking also about transgender kids that feel uncomfortable, and that they feel suicidal sometimes. And that's a big thing that we have to bring up in the coming shows. But I will tell you this. There are a lot of people that are suicidal. You don't have to be transgender. Kids that are not going to school right now, kids that are used to being outside to play. There are young kids 8 and 9 years old that feel they don't have any friends, just their own brothers and sisters, their siblings. There's a lot of people that are suicidal right now. In this country, there's a lot of depression right now. They don't know how to handle being locked up. Everybody is on their social, they're on their phones, they're on their computers. And life is not all about that. There are other things out there, but we don't see it because we're home waiting for something to happen to change the way all these, almost 600 and something thousand people that have died. Yes, we're doing good because we're going down in positivity rate. But I will tell you this. If you really, really care, yes, go get your vaccine. And yes, social distance. And yes, use your mask. But if you really, really, really care, you will reach out to those that can't do nothing for themselves. Those that are not able to go to the store, are not able to do these things,
Tengan cuenta con lo peor.
and help them, so that they won't risk their lives being out there and get the COVID-19.
Well, I got a message from La Viejita.
Tengan cuenta con lo peor. Tengan cuenta con lo peor. Porque están diciendo que si alguien que tenga el coronavirus se tira un peo delante de usted y usted lo olió, ya se jodió porque quedó infectado. Porque usted sabe que eso peo es un gas. y entonces el gas se expande por todos los lados. Y si alguien, un malintencionado, tiene el virus y se tiró un peo delante de usted, se jodió. Así es que esa máscara no se la quite, pero ni Dios ojalá. Ni Dios ojalá cuando usted ande en la calle. Para que lo sepan. Que ya se fue, ¿verdad? Que nos jodimos.
Yeah.
Pobre.
Well, I think she's echoing what you were referring to there.
Yeah, tenga en cuenta. Well, we're almost at the end of our show, and I'm so glad that we got to do this show today. I was kind of depressed that La Gigi wasn't there, but Lou always makes it funny and cheerful. And like I said, we're here as volunteers, and sometimes we let out a little bit of smoke, and sometimes we let out a lot of smoke. But if you're out there and you can help somebody, do so.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Oasis Broadcasting Network, the home of La Gigi Show, the Latin Jazz and Salsa Show, the Thursday Show, the Steve Rankin Show, the No Name Show, La Voz Latina Show, and much, much more. Tune in to Oasis Broadcasting Network.